In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Peace be upon you. It's June 26th, Thursday afternoon here in Pakistan. Starting with today's most important news, the first headline comes from the National Assembly, where the Law Minister for Form 47 made such an outrageous statement that even the local troublemakers in the streets would think twice before saying it. But not only did he say this on the floor of the National Assembly, his speech was also broadcast live. Whatever little sense of decorum and respect was left in Pakistan, even if not for others, at least for one's own family traditions, the values people used to consider for their own dignity, stature, education, and image, the things people would think 10 times before saying, Form 47 has thrown all of that out the window. This doesn't just destroy democracy, it also destroys humanity and social values. When dictators use Form 47 or any other undemocratic means to prolong their rule like this, it leads to the ruin of everything. They bring in such friends and seat them in the assemblies. I'm talking about the Law Minister of Form 47, Azam Terror, who is obviously sitting here right now thanks to the favors of the Field Marshal. Even through his statements, he's trying to prove that he's only here because of those favors. The reason I can't believe what he said is also because Azam Nazir Terror claims to represent the Asma Jahangir group. He presents himself as a progressive person, someone who protects and respects women's rights in Pakistan. He's a lawyer at the Supreme Court of Pakistan, and as I mentioned before, he tries to portray himself as a moderate and someone who speaks well. But I think either Chaudhry Sahib has put so much pressure on him from above, or he feels that the more filth he throws at Imran Khan, the more rewards he'll get from Chaudhry Sahib. Let me first play the statements he made, and then we'll analyze them a bit. After that, there's plenty more news. We've got President Trump stirring things up again as well. Something new has happened in Iran as well, and along with that, there are some more updates from Pakistan's political landscape that I'll share with you. But first, let's listen to what the Law Minister from Form 47, Mr. Azam Nazir Terror, has to say. I wish the Secretary of Human Rights had the authority to directly instruct the jailer, like, hey, let them meet today, or even let a husband and wife stay together in the same cell. I would definitely do it, but I don't have that authority. I wish I had the powers of the NAB chairman. You heard it. He's saying that if only he had the authority to give orders to the jailer, he would have told him to arrange a meeting between Imran Khan and Bushra Bibi. If he had just stopped there, both his own dignity and the dignity of his position would have remained intact, and the honor of this parliament would have been preserved as well. But he didn't stop there. Because, as I told you, Chaudhry Sahib has created such an environment that the more you speak against Imran Khan, the higher you'll rise. So he had to say the next sentence, which will probably haunt Azam Nazir Terror for the rest of his life. I don't know about the names Azam and Nazir, but that last name, Terror, will always be overshadowed by this statement. Because Terror is a prominent subcaste among the respected Jats of Punjab. All the Terror friends I have are truly wonderful people, at least, that's been my experience so far. We've received 2 such gifts from the Gujranwala division. As for Azam Nazir Terror, I always considered him a better person. The other one, well, you all know what he's like, I don't need to say it. But at least I never thought this about Azam Nazir Terror. However, today he has proven otherwise. The packaging is different, but what's inside is exactly the same as before. Now he's saying, moving on, that Imran Khan and Bushra Bibi should be allowed to meet, and that the husband and wife should be allowed to sleep together. Now, what analysis can I even give on this? Husband and wife sleep together, Azam Nazir Terror Sahib, when your uncle and aunt slept together, you were born, with all due respect. This is just how it is. It's a natural process. You'll have children too, sir. So how can you bring up such personal matters on the floor of the assembly? I just can't understand it. But anyway, since you've brought up the whole sleeping together topic, instead of thinking about whether Imran Khan and Bushra Bibi sleep together, or will sleep together, or whether you can make them sleep together or not, my advice is that you should look around yourself. I could say a lot of things, honestly, but like I said, sometimes people say things that get recorded on camera, and later on, they end up feeling embarrassed themselves. Even now, I could say a lot to you, but I'll try not to, not because of you, but because I should hold myself back for my own sake. But I will advise you to look around yourself. Maybe if you look around, you'll notice that it's not just about letting people sleep somewhere. Some poor people have even been thrown out of their homes. At least help them return to their homes. Some have even been exiled from the province. I told you before, it's inappropriate to talk about any husband and wife like this. That's why I'm not even bringing up the topic of sleeping arrangements. Because if we expect this kind of respect for our own women, then we should also. That's why I don't get into whether you do this around you or not. I'm not going to say something so low. But I will just say that those poor people who have been thrown out of their homes and exiled from the province, and who are around you, at least fix their situations. I could say a lot more. There are things from hotels to many other matters. But as I told you, those things would be inappropriate, they wouldn't sound good, and even coming from me, they wouldn't sound right, just like you didn't like hearing this from yourself. So, keep in mind that Chaudhry Sahib likes friends like these. And secondly, no matter how much these friends try to package themselves as progressive or liberal, the reality inside is something else. The truth is, there's filth inside, there's corruption inside, and there are no boundaries anywhere. Now, you might say this is being said in haste, but who knows better than a lawyer where to pause, how much to say, and how much not to say? Because in court, it's all about playing with words anyway. In any case, it was really upsetting to hear this from them. And the injustice being done to Bushra Bibi and Imran Khan in jail is ongoing. You already know that their meetings have been stopped, the fans are turned off, the coolers are off, and right now it's extremely hot. The way they're being treated is meant to break both husband and wife. Imran Khan's sister said a few words about their condition. Just listen to this. You can now imagine the condition in which Imran Khan is being kept inside. And instead of staying silent about it, I myself visited Nawaz Sharif in Kot Lakhpat jail, Lahore, during the summer. The way he lived inside, with all his comforts and clothes, was completely different. He had all the facilities provided by General Bajwa, and yes, our party was in power at the time, so the responsibility is also ours, there's no doubt about that. I won't say that the negligence was about not giving them such facilities, but what I am saying is that our shortcoming was that, at the very least, if we didn't trouble those people at that time, we shouldn't have let them spread false propaganda about it. We did try to inform people on the outside, but maybe we could have done it in a more effective way, so people would know what kind of prisons they actually endured back then. But today, if Imran Khan and his wife are being put through the worst prisons in history, then instead of staying silent, such friends are making these kinds of remarks. Let's move on to the next news. Now, either the public's anger is rising, or the situation has become such, or people's patience is running out. There was an interaction, a woman and our Junaid Akbar, who is the president of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And the woman is asking him how he managed to get the budget passed. Junaid Akbar is giving her some answers. This is the interaction, let's listen to it. Tell me, why was this betrayal done to Khan? Why was our KPK budget approved without his consultation? Why did it happen? I am not just a part of the provincial government, I am the government. We are ready to give our lives, but you people can't even consult. You got your picture taken with Khan, but that's not my job. I'm not someone who's just about taking pictures. I'm speaking the truth. The people have questions. Because you are the provincial president, you could have called all the MPAs, you could have reached out to them. Did you hear that? In my opinion, Janai Sahib is also my friend, and with great respect, I would say to him that he absolutely should not have said that you're making a film, taking pictures, or recording videos. I don't think we should say such things. Answer the question, who is doing this, how is it being done, leave that aside. It's possible, ma'am, you are absolutely right. You also said that she has nothing to do with PTI, at least that's what I understood. That could very well be the case, but you should have answered that question. Your response that you're not the chief minister is valid, but then you are the province's president of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, and obviously the MPAs are also from this province. So either you should take a clear position on whether you think this budget should have been passed or not. But the interaction between that woman and Mr. Junaid Akbar, where the woman is clearly agitated. And then, from Mr. Junaid's responses, one thing becomes clear. There is discomfort right now. The public is not happy about the budget being passed earlier, and now they are openly expressing their opinions in the streets and markets. Even the workers of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf are upset about this. Let's move on to the next news. The European Union has made a big announcement. saying that the legal status and success of a U.S. attack on Iran's nuclear facilities is still unclear. There's been a lot of talk about success. Everyone from the Washington Post to the New York Times, BBC, and CNN has said that President Trump's attack couldn't actually hit any targets there. The military and whatever bombs were dropped didn't really cause any significant damage, which has made President Trump very angry. Now he's lashing out at these media outlets, saying they're spreading lies and undermining the excellent performance of our Air Force personnel there. So now it's President Trump versus the media. But what the European Union has said is actually very, well, I would say, quite a far-sighted point. They have declared the U.S. attacks themselves to be illegal. They have said that nothing is yet known about their legal status. On the other hand, there is news coming in that now Iran is going to the United Nations and is applying there, stating that the attack the U.S. carried out against us was illegal, and that the damages we suffered should be compensated. Now, what will come of all this, we'll see in the coming days. It doesn't seem likely that there will be any decision against the U.S., but at the very least, this is a new angle, with the European Union openly saying that this action by the U.S. that the strikes, that the U.S. attack was illegal. Alright, so Donald Trump has managed to broker 2 ceasefires within just a month and a half. This strengthens our nomination even more. In the past, none of the people who received the Nobel Peace Prize had the kind of qualifications that the American President Donald Trump has. And who is saying this? Khawaja Asif is saying this. Just a little while ago, whether it was Hassan Iqbal or Khawaja Asif, they used to portray Donald Trump as a thug, a loafer, a street brawler in their tweets. They used to mock him, ridicule him, call him rude. They would question his entire political movement. But today, they say that what President Trump has accomplished, he deserves the Nobel Prize for it. All those who received the Peace Prize before him were nothing compared to President Trump. Now let me tell you something interesting. Just wait a little while longer. I think they will start tweeting against President Trump again. Why will they do it, and how many tweets will they make? We'll tell you. But just wait a bit, and you'll see for yourself that they'll be tweeting against President Trump once more. Alright, so there was a hearing by a Human Rights Commission in the U.S. Congress. We already told you about that one, where Mr. Ahmad Nourani was involved. And in the next few days, there's another hearing coming up. Some lawyers are involved in that, and Mr. Zulfi Bakari has also contributed. The PAC has also played a role, and I myself have contributed in some way as well. Now, the recent hearing was about the whole world, and Pakistan was just one part of it. The upcoming hearing, which will take place in a few days, we'll announce the exact date and time to you soon, is focused solely on Pakistan. In this one, there will be several people appearing as witnesses. For example, Ahmad Nourani appeared alone in the previous hearing because it wasn't just about Pakistan. That was also a credible and important hearing, but the upcoming one will be specifically about Pakistan, and more people will have the opportunity to speak there. Now, your question is whether things like this make any difference or not. It's exactly like how the European Union recently said that America's attack is illegal. You might not see the immediate benefit of such statements right now, but as soon as circumstances change, all these things you did illegally come back to you, and you have to pay the price for them. Moving on, let's get to the next news, which is from Tehran. In Tehran, like now. The people who had left Tehran, who had gone away because of the bombings, are now returning. Markets are reopening, shops are opening up, and shopping activity is coming back. Soon, schools and so on will also reopen, so life in Tehran is returning to its normal routine. Along with this, Iran has executed 3 people. These are the 3 individuals who were involved in the assassination of Mohsen Fakhrizadeh. Mr. Mohsen Fakhrizadeh was an Iranian nuclear scientist, and those who played a part in his killing, who provided intelligence and collaborated with Israel, have been given the death penalty by Iran. These 3 were Kurdish prisoners, Idris Ali Azad Shoji and Rasul Ahmad Rasul. They were hanged inside the central prison of Urmia. I've already told you what charges were brought against them. So, all of this is currently happening inside Iran. Now let's move forward. A major development is happening in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. This news was reported by Mr. Mohammed Fahim. It's the kind of news we're all already aware of, but he's pointed out something particularly important. He said that the intense heat these days in June, and as we've already told you, the temperature goes up to 50 degrees, and that feels like temperature can reach up to 59 degrees in Pakistan. In these conditions, with the intense June heat and scorching afternoons, the people of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa are suffering from 18 to 20 hours of load shedding. We've shown you in recent days that Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is not the biggest defaulter when it comes to electricity. If you look at it in terms of population, Punjab and Sindh are actually supposed to pay much larger bills than Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Even so, there are still 18 to 20 hours of load shedding happening in different areas of KP. Mohammed Fahim is saying that PTI's elected representatives are fighting a battle on social media, while the public is suffering in the heat. The federal government is flexing its muscles, while the provincial government is busy defending itself from its own party. What he means is that, even though the public gave us more than a two-thirds majority, obviously the people are going to take out their anger on PTI. Even though PTI isn't responsible for the load shedding, Fahim feels that the provincial government isn't raising its voice against it effectively enough. Because of this, PTI could suffer losses in the next elections. So try flipping it around and see, maybe the current federal government is causing so much load shedding because they want the public to get fed up with them. But honestly, people are already frustrated with them, so what more could they do to annoy the public? People are already fed up. What they really want is for the public to also become disillusioned with Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, PTI. And so, before voting for them next time, people will think twice. That's why there's so much load shedding, 18 to 20 hours a day. There's no other logic behind it except to damage the popularity of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, PTI, there. Our leadership over there really needs to think about this seriously, if they have time to think, aside from other matters, and they should raise their voice about it. In fact, you say that they don't let you protest. Well, this is an effective issue that can be protested. The public is directly affected, so people will actually come out for this, which is exactly what our party needs right now. So why not build a protest movement around this? I would say it would be a remedy for the public and for you as well. But so far, it doesn't seem like anyone is paying attention to this. Alright, so India has made a deal to purchase $5.1 billion worth of military equipment. The delivery for this will be completed within a year at most. India is preparing for war. Mohammed Malik Sahib is saying that India is acquiring such a huge amount of weapons and getting delivery within a year, they are preparing for war. May God protect us. If that's the case, we should also start preparing a whole year in advance. Then every day, Sahir Ali Bagha's songs will be playing, and there will be visits to universities as well. We'll just keep living in that kind of atmosphere. I don't think so. I disagree with the idea that if they're planning to fight a war, they're bringing in advanced weapons just for that. They're actually preparing themselves to counter China. Every year, they buy a huge amount of weapons, and this is specific weaponry. Linking this specifically to a war with Pakistan. I don't think so. That's my personal opinion. I don't think that's accurate. Alright, so in Karachi, Malir, 4 operatives from the Indian Intelligence Agency have been arrested. All 4 of these individuals were working for RAW. The Special Investigation Unit of the Sindh Police, in collaboration with a sensitive agency, conducted a joint operation in the Khairabad area of Karachi and apprehended these 4 people. These days, we're also catching RAW agents left and right, and over there, RAW is arresting ISI agents who are working for Pakistan in India. May God keep things safe. First of all, both these countries have started operating with so many agents that, I think, the count has gone up to about 24. Maulana, look, around 24 people have been caught by the ISI inside India, which is obviously all lies. Now, I don't know whether what's happening on our side is also wrong or not, but do keep in mind that all of this has just started recently. Before this, we never saw so many terrorists or so many spies being caught. We never used to catch this many before. Alright, the next news we'll present to you is about a conversation between a reporter and Ali Amin Gandapur. In it, the reporter says, there were still 5 days left, if you had postponed the budget. To this, Ali Amin Gandapur replies, are you going to give me advice on what I should do? The reporter responds, sir, I'm just asking a question. You don't even take advice from Imran Khan, so why would you take mine? I'm just asking a question. What kind of interaction was this? This.
Sir, there were still 4 or 5 days left. You could have taken it further. Are you going to tell me what to do when cases are being made against me from all sides? And you know the state of the constitution and law in Pakistan. Are you going to advise me on what I should do? If I follow your advice, in my opinion, this is just. I'm just asking a question, sir. I can't really give you advice. You don't even listen to Imran Khan, so why would you listen to me, sir? You're not asking a question, you're presenting a problem. If your problems and your arguments had any real strength, then our mandate wouldn't have been stolen today, and we wouldn't be in this situation. Everything that's happened to our party wouldn't have happened. If these things could solve problems, they would have by now. So, we have to act according to the Constitution, keeping its requirements in mind, and we have to follow that. We have to protect Imran Khan's strength, Imran Khan's reputation, and Imran Khan's trust. Alright? I think it's better if I don't analyze this myself, because I'm giving you full freedom to analyze and comment on it. Please do leave your comments while analyzing, so I can read them too and understand what you're thinking about this whole situation right now. Before you go, let me remind you to definitely join our WhatsApp channel if you haven't already. We're leaving the link for you on the screen. And along with that, make sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, so our voice can reach even farther. Allow me to take my leave now. May Allah be your protector and helper. Long live Pakistan!